gods awaken. Heaven has fallen. The world is broken. The throne is empty. More than 1,000 years ago, the former empires ruled in glory. Wonders beyond imagining littered the nations of that ancient age. Even the least of men and women living with the luxury of a bright republic oligarch. Hunger, sickness, ignorance, pain, all the blights to which mortal bodies are heir, were banished by the marvels of the former empires. The agent of this mercy was the might of theurgy, the terrible high magic uncovered by restless scholars of the old realms. With the secrets of theurgy at their disposal, sages were able to lay impious hands on the very levers of creation, manipulating cosmic powers far beyond the birthright of mortal humanity. The deep powers of the Creator were at their disposal at last, ready to glorify their kindred and exalt their causes. And they had many causes. Bereft of material want, the former empires found other reasons to struggle. It was no longer enough to have a full belly and healthy children. The newfound might of theurgy would help them bring righteousness to neighboring realms that disputed the wisdom of their ways and justice of their laws. Evil and corruption would be purged at last, and all the grieving sorrow of their misguided or malevolent neighbors would be healed by the light of their glorious truth. Of course, every one of the former empires had its own truth to uphold. Their people wanted for nothing, but their material wealth simply left them to crave more intangible things. It was not enough that a neighbor was willing to keep the peace. The neighbor had to agree with them, had to submit to their laws and their ideals. If this submission made their former neighbors into new subjects of their rulers, was it not a fair reward for a valiant pursuit of justice? No one knows how long the wars tore open the nations of the old world. Some say they lasted centuries, others think it was only a few years before the ancient theurges sought to end matters. There would be no more fighting. The theurges would use their arts to ascend to heaven, and there put their causes before the One. The one God alone would determine the true way that humanity was to live. The angels fought desperately to keep back the invading theurges, but they were too few to withstand the human sorceries. 100-odd armies marched at the theurges' sides, great engines and terrible war beasts grinding the celestial legions before them. Countless mortals perished, but the angels were driven back at last, forced to flee from heaven and seek refuge in the fires of hell below. The triumphant theurges approached the holy heart of heaven, the throne of God, where the Creator of all would answer at last. And yet, when the great doors were opened, when the 1,000 names were spoken, the burning wings of angels no longer veiled the sanctum. The throne stood empty before them. God was not there. The theurges scattered in confusion and wrath. Some were bitter and swore that the Creator was never there at all, and that the One was merely a trick of angels. Others wept in terror, crying out that their impiety had led to God's abandonment of them. Most, however, saw not an emptiness, but a possibility. God was no longer on the throne. Was there not room for another? The last war below did not cease, but it changed. Throughout the former empires, theurges and theoreticians labored to forge new gods, made gods fabricated the shards of plundered celestial engines and stolen artifacts from the house of God. Unimaginable power was poured into these hollow shells. Holy exemplars of their nation's ideals were enlisted to embody this force, or fuel the golem gods they created. In time, these made gods strode forth. The destruction they wrought was incalculable. God after God stormed the halls of heaven, searching for more power in its crumbling engines and broken wonders. They fought each other on earth, churning up nations, battled each other under the heaven's gardens, breaking loose shards of the celestial city. As they scavenged the celestial engines, the world began to crack beneath them. Former empires, splintering into scattered realms, drifted away from each other, darkness of uncreated night. Few reckless maid gods even attempted to seize the throne itself, but their sacrilege left only their bone. They were not prepared to usurp the place of God. There was no last battle. There was no ultimate struggle that marked the end of the last war. There was only a slow winding down of centuries as the maid gods died. Some perished from the perils of heaven, slain by vengeful angels or destroyed by powers they did not understand. Others were killed in battle, slaughtered by rival maid gods, or undone by the energies of mighty weapons. A few simply became lost, trapped or hidden away in the shard of broken heaven, far away from their home and their people. The maid gods are gone. Now there are only the Heritor nations, crumbled fragments of the former empires eking out a meager existence in far scattered realms. The worlds of the former age no longer function, and the theurgy that once shook heaven is now a brittle, capricious art, wounded by the very destruction it caused. Kings and commoners alike must no longer welcomes them. Every year, things grow a little harder. Celestial engines among the shards of heaven are broken, and always ill-kept, and now that the angels have fled, seasons grow uncertain, and nature grows whimsical or malicious. Sickness comes at strange times, and monsters are birthed in hidden places. Sometimes the skin of the realm puckers and splits, a night road erupting into the realm from some fat homeless, deep, uncreated night. Creation unwinds slowly but without halt. There is a new thing in the realms. Ordinary men and women are being touched by ancient power. The lost words of creation are igniting in the flesh of common humans, viewing them in a stroke with the power that once required a maid god's shell to contain. It started only a few short years ago, but these Godbound are said to be the blessed by the descending fire of the fallen maid gods. Their holy workings and celestial bindings are falling free from their dead husks and descending to the earth to catch on board souls. Heretics, the Unitary Church whispered, was a plan of God. It should be so, that these Godbound would redeem the sins of their ancestors and restore the world that was broken. Others said they are merely cursed ones, damned to relive the terrible last war that destroyed the maid gods before them. In the present hour, they are only men and women who have been given something new. You are Godbound. You have inherited the holy fire. Whatever your past life, however meager or soul may have been, the light of the words found you. Your world is slowly fading, and the beasts of the twilight hour are rising up from the dust. Your people cannot hope to stand against them. Will you be their savior, or will you be their epitaph?
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Godbound one-shot. Let's introduce our players. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, what's up?
Getting some bad connection issues here, but I'm going to try to work through them. And yeah, Full Metal Dragon, I would agree. It would be cool if Crawford gave us a Godbound without numbers conversion guide. Godbound actually shares a lot more in common with Scarlet Heroes, in my opinion. But it's still a great game. And there's still lots of elements from it that I really enjoy and that I am happy to pull into other games, such as the words themselves. But all right. Aaron the Relentless, you didn't like it, even though you kickstarted it. Ah, that's interesting. I'd love to know why. But in any case, are we ready to start the shindig?
Sure. Yeah, let that OSR salad bar go on.
All right. Well, the three of you have grown up in the world after the collapse. In one of the far empires, removed from much of the rest of the world. It's a crumbling civilization that's ruled over by a local warlord. Everybody here pays tribute to this warlord on a monthly basis, either in things that they make or coinage that they can mint. Would you please introduce yourselves to each other?
Hello, my name is Andrew Rystone. I come from the far plains of a very agricultural society. I grew up as a hunter-gatherer, and part of my devoted being is to helping other orphans, as I myself was an orphan.
I am Lash Driskin. I am a traveler, a gambler, a nomad. That's kind of redundant because traveler means nomad. Sorry about that. And he's a bit of a rogue. Wears various jewelry piercings. Think Eastern European Jimi Hendrix, and you've got the idea.
Ulrich Shren. I originally come from the frozen north, but my tribe, or my people, suffered, and we migrated to wherever it is we are now. I was, and I am, a blacksmith and a farrier of reliable skill, and I try to provide for my tribe, my family, and my clan. As big, muscular, but turning old, so weakening as he gets older, man with grey and white hair and beard.
Well, this nameless village, because it's of no significance, has a small population of about 50 people. And of course, everybody relies on each other to survive every day, eking out a meager existence in what's left. There's, of course, talk and rumors of larger cities further away that have greater advancements in technology and creation, things that survived the collapse. But nobody here has ever seen them in this backwater dump. Most people make a living off of the local forests, trying to hunt what they can and not get eaten by the local wildlife. Others try to farm this ground, such as it is, but blight and sickness is always a constant threat. The numbers in the village grow and shrink constantly, with either pilgrims and refugees coming from other nations and war-torn areas, escaping from one warlord only to be oppressed by another one. And of course, the warlord's men come through the town, taking whatever they want, whenever they want.
And
Today...
And we're walking through town and noticing this?
No, you live here.
Oh, we live here. Okay, I'm sorry.
You live here. You've settled here. Or at least you've stumbled here if you're like Lash and you just roll through town, or you wander through town like Ander.
I would like to use a word far off action while we're...
Well, you don't have any words. You're just a normal old guy. At the moment. So, Aja is most likely the local farrier and smith. They don't treat him too badly because he keeps their weapons in good shape and sharpens up their stuff when they need it. He's a vital part of the community, but that doesn't mean that his apprentices don't get a kicking every once in a while. Ander, I imagine you probably do your best to serve at the hospital, such as it is.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing my best I can to care for the wounded, specifically helping those who can't afford it.
And Lash, I don't know what you do here.
Well, I was thinking that I bring money in. I don't swindle the people I don't shit where I eat. I swindle people in other villages, and I bring it back to share with my good hosts.
All right.
So you rob from the other poor and give to our poor.
Yes.
We don't take from our oppressed people. We take from those oppressed people. See? It's called economics.
Yes, orphan tears.
Lash sells orphan tears. Well, there is a cry from the fields as farmers are rushing out of the fields. You hear sounds of some kind of a fight breaking out. People are screaming, "It's a misbegotten." It's kind of a word that strikes terror into everybody's heart because the misbegotten are terrible things that have spawned either from pits of where old magic has gone bad, or experiments and things that have managed to crawl out of wherever they were caged up in. There's a group of the warlord's thugs headed out that way to deal with the situation. What are the three of y'all going to do?
I would like to investigate if the other two are interested.
Now, the three of you probably know each other, at least from local village, hangouts and things like that. A village this small, everybody knows everybody, either at the local watering hole or just in day-to-day commerce. So you're familiar with each other, even if you don't know each other intimately.
Would we know better than to get ourselves involved in this, or is this the warlord's thugs are going to make a mess of things?
Well, having never actually seen the warlord's thugs do anything of use in the, as far as protecting anything goes, you're not really sure. I mean, so far, the thugs seem to be only good at oppressing people, kicking old women and things, beating up helpless people. Stuff like that, just generally thuggish behavior.
But this is what ostensibly we pay them for, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to encourage villagers to hide in my cellar and coal bunker, just in case anything goes wrong first, and then I might head out and have a look.
All right.
Is it Aya or Aja?
Aya.
If Aya's going to have a look, I'm going to finish my drink, wipe it off my beard, and then I'm going to go have a look.
All right.
And I will join them from the hospital duties. I'll go check things out just in case my services are needed.
All right. Well, the three of you head out into the fields. You see that the crops are stained red with blood and mud as this crazed creature seems to be tearing people to pieces. It looks like it burst out of the earth itself, like some kind of strange combination of mantis and something else. This huge yellow and brown monster with insectoid chitinous features and 6 legs. It seems to be making a mess pretty well out of the thugs, either alternatively pinning them down and eating them whole, or just attacking them with its 4 legs, which seem to be pretty vicious.
This simply cannot do. I will begin to rush in to...
Wait. The warlords... Don't bother with them. They shake us down. Either they'll solve it, or we'll have to solve it, but I'm not helping them.
What of the innocent people?
Well, I don't see anyone innocent here.
Other than the dead people.
And they're dead. Funerary rites can wait till after the battle. At the very least, the warlord's men can weaken the beast.
Well, they don't seem to be doing a very good job, as one of them gets pincered in half by this thing. And parts of him go flying past you.
Maybe it will tire itself out chewing on them.
Or be full enough when it's done.
Sluggish.
It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be kind of preternaturally hungry. It's looking in your direction.
All right. I guess we're gonna have to do something about this then. I draw both my pistols.
All right.
And if I'm reading correct, firing them together is a D10.
All right.
Can I take an aim?
It would be if you had words. Unfortunately, right now they're just ordinary pistols.
Oh, all right. Is that a D6 each, or?
Yeah, D6 each.
All right. 2 shot, or?
Yeah, I'll give you 2 rolls. The party gets to go first.
I'll take my time to aim while it's eating the thugs, if that gives me any kind of bonus.
I mean,
natural 20, the first roll.
Wow.
And
amazing.
The second one is a 9.
Wow. It's amazing. Yeah, you put 2 shots into this thing and literally blow its head completely off. It it gives like a little spasmodic gurgle, and black ichory stuff just kind of spews out of its neck stump, and it flops over onto the ground, kind of doing the little insectoid thing where it twitch and the little legs just kind of move around up in the air. Well, the giant legs move around up in the air as it shudders in its death throes.
To think, I was worried for a moment.
And then its mate pops up.
I withdraw my previous comment.
When the mate pops up, I guess I'll go.
Right.
I'm gonna pull my bow and fire an arrow after carefully studying.
Yeah, actually, it's not mate so much as it appears to have comrades. 5 more of these things pop out. Let me remind you, these things are about 10 feet long apiece and weigh about 800 pounds from the looks of them.
That is a 19 on the die.
That will hit.
And that is 3 points of damage.
So your 3 matrixes to 1. This thing is injured, but it's still going. What do you do now?
I move forward of the other two to interpose myself between the creatures and them, in the vain hopes that it will choke to death on me when it eats me. And I shall hold my hammer ready to feebly smack at it when it does.
All right. Well, this thing actually gets to go. I got a whopping 4. So it's not a great attack on its part. It only gets 1. So it will attempt to bite at you and proudly chew the dirt beside you. Like it's really gotten a good mouthful of something. However, the other 4 get their opportunities also. So they will.
As always, readied. Do I get to hit one?
I will let you hit one.
So that is 11.
Okay, and this is I think this is a descending AC system, so it's basically your mark is always going to be 20. So what you're going to do is you roll your dice, you throw all your add-ins, and then I add the armor of the opponent. And if it all equals up to 20, you hit.
Okay.
So
do I
what was your total? What was your total? 11. And its AC is 3. So no, you do not. Your hammer strikes it because it's such a big creature, but its chitin is too solid for your hammer.
Bonk.
Yep. You realize you may have made a mistake as it crits you. You take 4 points of damage. Can you survive this?
Where's my hit points gone?
Survey says, yeah, you can because you have 9 hit points.
Oh, yeah.
You will survive.
What did we roll for hit points? Because I will discover right now.
You start with 8 plus your Constitution modifier, if I remember correct.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Grim is going the Tommy Lee Jones route. It's fellows. Oh, got a second crit.
Oh god.
All right. Ander and Lash watch in horror as two of these things fall on Aja and begin to tear at his flesh, and as he's screaming and crying out, he is suddenly engulfed in a corona of fire.
My whiskey.
No. No. Aja, you are suddenly overcome with a divine power almost. It's incredible. It's a fire that just flows through you and reinvigorates you. As you stand up, you throw them off and roll a d8 for damage.
Okay. 4.
Your fury, your corona spreads out, and every enemy within 30 feet of you takes 1 hit dice of damage. A couple of these things will die from it instantly, just disintegrating. They weren't full hit dice. So there are 2 of them left. What are the other? It's back to the party's turn.
I think I'm going to drop my pistols and I will charge at it with my rapier because that's all I've got.
All right, charging at it with your rapier.
Yeah.
All Roll to hit.
10.
10. That's all?
Yeah.
All your pluses?
Right. 7 plus dex. Actually, that's lower because one of my gifts. So that's 9.
So it's a total of 9. Yeah, you failed to find a weak spot in this thing's chitin. So your blade just bends but doesn't break, but it fails to penetrate. Well, that's what she said. But, I think Anders having some technical difficulties. Hopefully he'll be back in a moment. Aja, you are reinvigorated. What do you do? You have the full power of your words. As you felt them imprinted on your mind.
Okay.
You know exactly what you can do.
Right. I look at the creature before me as if it is a device seeking out the weak points, and then strike with my hammer using Steel Without End.
All right. Roll to hit.
So 14.
You will hit.
Do I get a fray dice too?
You will get a fray dice now.
Okay. Damage first though, right?
Yes. 1d10 plus 1.
10.
Wow. You don't need your fray dice on this thing.
Okay.
It disintegrates. It vaporizes under your blow like it's nothing. I mean, it's thrown back into shredded chitinous pieces all over the field. And yeah, you reach out and you lash out with your next attack on the one beside it with your fray dice.
Yeah. So after I strike it, sparks of flame and lightning come off the hammer as if I was forging the dead beast on the anvil, and some of those hot spikes hit the next creature with a fray of 6.
Yeah, you'll strike dead the next one as well. They all lay dead at your feet now.
Aya, what was that? I knew there was more to you. I knew it. I can sense these things in people.
There wasn't more to me. There is now. It seems.
Just spontaneously.
Yes. As they were killing me, it's as if something brought me back and made me more.
Okay.
But I can hear you.
I can hear you guys. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell happened.
It's all right. Technical shit happens. All right. So, yeah, Aja has apparently been sundered all of these things. These horrible, misbegotten things that were lurking in the earth came up into the fields. As I said, you feel the power of the rest of your words imprinting themselves on your mind. You realize, yeah, you now have these divine words to draw on.
We should keep this quiet. You know, before we go announcing it, or you know, maybe we sit on it for a few days. I think that might be a good idea. Because obviously, if you can do this, then I don't know what else you can do, but we should start testing it.
Agreed.
I think I know some of what I can do.
I mean, one thing that catches your eye immediately is how crappy these fields look.
Yeah. How does effort work? T-shirt.
All right. When you commit effort, it's basically you just say, I'm committing effort for the day. It's like then your effort is all your effort is going into whatever power it is that you're using. So once you've committed it, it can't be used again until basically the cooldown ends. So like the next day. So if you choose to use Unending Abundance and commit effort for that, like you say, you couldn't commit effort for your second spring action.
Right.
Or your 9 iron walls.
We start with effort 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But he said to keep things quiet, so I crouch down, pick up a handful of earth, consider for a moment, then shake my head and pace back over to the others.
I will be in quiet reflection and meditation.
Are any of the warlord's goons still around?
Well, yeah, there's like around here, around there,
Are any of them intact?
No, nothing intact. No, none of them survived. Some of them are actually dissolving because these things had acid spit and other things.
Do they have anything good on them?
The warlords, men?
Yeah.
Just stuff stolen from the village.
Would I have noted any properties that could be used from the creature to make medicines?
Not inherently. I mean, that would take a little bit of research. Maybe dragging some of the corpses back into the village. And frankly, they kind of stink. And there's not much left of them either because the Corona Fury kind of destroyed most of them.
Do either of you feel different?
Well, I'm pretty proud of that headshot, but other than that, not really.
I'm still trying to understand the nature of the situation. I don't know what to do. I think taking some time for reflection might illuminate.
Perhaps. It happened when I nearly died. I wouldn't want that to have to happen to you. And perhaps it won't happen to you.
Almost as if on cue, you see a decent-sized mob of the warlord's men appear. So their leader is a bully that you recognize. What happened here?
I'm sorry. We simply saw your comrades in trouble. We thought that we could help. I 1,000 apologies.
Yeah, I mean, his guys are looking at what's going on and poking into the corpses and stuff, and they look back at their leader, and draw their finger across their throat, and the leader looks at. So let me get this right. Few peasants managed to kill 5 of these things.
No,
all my men are dead.
Your men killed the beasts, but they lost their lives in so doing.
Why don't I believe you?
I don't know. You know me to be an honest sort.
And you know me to work at the hospital.
And you know me.
These men don't look convinced. But
take solace that your men were very brave.
Go on, get out of here.
Shuffle off.
I'll look at the other two and shuffle off kind of quickly. You want to meet over at I can get a private room over at the hospital here.
Sure.
When we get to a private place, Andrews is still kind of curious and trying to process exactly what happened, or how it happened, or what's going on. So, what do you guys think, Lash, Aja?
Have I changed in appearance at all? Do you have a mirror?
You do look like some of the years have been stripped off. You look more healthy and robust.
Being killed clearly agrees with me.
Who would have thought
What?
it improves your? Who would have thought it improves your complexion?
Perhaps, Ander, you should examine me.
Yes, and I will start doing the local procedures for that.
Aja, you hear a noise like something just screaming in pain. It's horrible to your ears.
Do you not hear that?
Nah, those two don't hear anything.
Hear
What?
There's a shrieking
Something's
noise,
something's being tortured. Oh, it's horrible.
like a file on metal. Can I tell where?
Yeah, it's nearby. It's right outside.
I'll move to
Something
the window.
something outside.
You're like staggering outside, holding your ear. You see one of the warlord's men is improperly sharpening a sword. It's like every time he sharpens the thing, you can hear the metal like screaming.
Not the other way.
Huh?
The other way. Here, let me do it.
Yeah. He lets he just kind of looks puzzled, and you walk over and pick up the sword and the whetstone. It's like the metal is almost like singing while you're sharpening it, like it's cooing at you, like a baby almost.
See, like this.
And all of a sudden, it's like you can't help it. It's just like before you know it, this thing is almost dancing in your hand. I mean, you're just flipping it around, kind of just the urge to show it off and everything, and it's just cooing and like
Is it one of mine that I made for them, or just one that I've sharpened?
It's just a sword that they picked up from somewhere. But for some reason, in your hands, it almost seems like it's alive.
I finish sharpening for him and hand it back to him. There. Take care of strays.
He grabs it back from you roughly. Give me that back, uppity peasant.
Uppity peasant who sharpens your blades. Shoes your horses.
Oh, that make you special?
I think it deserves a little modicum of politeness.
I get right in your face. Modicum of politeness?
Yes.
Big words from a little man.
My tribe's skald was loquacious in his circumlocution.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like an insult. Tell you what, if you don't get out of here, I'm going to stick this freshly sharpened blade so far up your ass, you're going to be able to taste steel for 3 weeks.
I bite back my newly godly infused ego and back my head and step back from him.
Okay. Ander and Lash, you guys are just kind of watching this and,
Yeah, Andrew is kind of scowling, and everything he's seen so far with how these warlords have been acting is really getting to him. However, I will go over to Aja. I was like, have you been able to craft things that well?
I could hear the blade. I haven't tried making anything yet. We should finish your examination first.
Yes, you're right. And then usher them back, and I would like to see if it's appropriate, a word far off while I'm doing the examination, which will be part like physical study and just asking a couple of different questions.
Well, you don't have a word yet, but Lash, you can see a guy who's trying to mend a rooftop, and all of a sudden the ladder collapses under him. He's about to fall. You gonna do anything? You're at least 80 feet away from him, but you can see it happening almost like it's in slow motion.
So I don't have anything yet. Can I try something?
I mean, are you going to do anything?
I'm going to wish for him to fall safely. And I'm gonna run over there. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna try and run over there as fast as I can.
All right. You start running, and all of a sudden it's just like you're there. It's like it's like you looked at him 1 second, and then the next second you were standing there right under him. And you'll catch him, keep him from hitting the ground. I mean, he would have probably broken something from that height. Aja, you and Ander just basically saw Lash. He's like, he almost like blue shifted. He was moving so fast.
I don't think he was always that fast. Whatever I have must be catching.
Uh-oh. I see. I immediately realize what happened as soon as I catch him. You have a nice day. Take care. And I'm going to attempt to walk normal, so I walk even weirder, slowly back to the hospital.
Yeah. You feel that burning fire in your veins as the words imprint themselves onto your mind. You suddenly realize what powers you actually have, what gifts you've been granted. Realize that you used mist on water.
So you have it too.
Looks like maybe that bug thing. I mean, Ander, you got to try something. You just got to think about it.
Is there a patient you've had trouble with?
Yeah, it seems to be something's attached to. I'm actually going to go over and look for any blind and stuff like that, and see if there's other ways to help them in caring for the sick and infirm.
Yeah, well, you're entering the ward. You can actually see a couple of the warlord's men are in here. They are in the process of holding down one of your nurse's assistants. And, well, I'm sure you could figure out what else is going to happen if you let it.
Excuse me. What's going on here? You're kind of holding her up from doing her job.
The one guy who's busy ripping her clothes is like, hey, why don't you fuck off for a little while? Go take a break.
This is not the place for that, sir. And he starts glaring and getting kind of really...
This is not the place for that, sir. Get
Okay,
out
I'm
of
not
here
punching him in the
before I
face.
kill you.
You're going to punch him in the face?
I'm punching him in the fucking face because I had enough of this shit.
Damn.
You guys are so nice.
That is a 17 on the D20.
Okay.
And that would be the 2 plus strength, which is 6, which gets converted to a 2 point.
Yeah. Your outfit got really, really tight all of a sudden as your Herculean build just basically ripped right through it. Because your strength just became 19, which is like impossible, like for mortal men to attain normally. I mean, you have muscles in places where muscles don't belong. And you basically just hit this guy with a fist of black iron. So, yeah, please do 1d12 damage.
Uh-oh. 3 on the die plus 4 is going to be 7.
This man doesn't have a head. His head is actually splattered on the other side of the hospital wall. The two guys holding the nurse just kind of limply let go, and she runs as they stare slack-jawed as their friend's corpse just kind of stands there for a couple more seconds and then collapses to its knees and falls over.
I'm going to advise you to leave and only come back when you need medical care.
I think I need a morale check. Excuse me. Let's see. It's a 7. Yay. Yeah, they will carefully walk out. I mean, they keep their hands on their weapons as they go, and they're glaring at you, but they'll both leave, drag the corpse out with them.
I'll immediately clean up the mess I just made.
Yeah.
Lash, I think keeping this a secret is no longer possible.
Yeah, I figured. They're gonna be back. I don't know what to do. Normally in situations like this, I skip town.
What's the point of skipping town if it's going to constantly keep happening?
That's a good question.
And if
they would take it out on the villagers. So.
Not only that, if it happens here, then they can spread it to there, and we'll be running forever. I want to stand. I want to fight. I am done.
I guess that's what we're doing then. And as I start reloading my pistols.
Yeah. Ander looks really strange now with his hugely overbuilt physique. I mean, I figured he was just probably wearing, doctor's robes or something, and now they kind of like look like they were made for somebody who was about 2 sizes too small for him.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to loosen up my garments a little bit, or see if I can find a different clothes to wrap myself up in.
Yeah, you could find something that fits and isn't ripped.
I'm going to go to my forge, dig out my old fur and leather armor, shield, and array my 3 weapons about me and come back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to arm myself with a spear and suggest that we stay up on the roof. That way we can have a scouting position.
Well, most commoners in this village aren't armed. But because Aja is a smith and he works on weapons and stuff, you probably have to get them from him.
Do you have a spear I could have, Aja?
I have a hoe. Give me 5 minutes to sharpen it into a spear point.
Greatly appreciated. Lash, what do you think as far as which way they might be coming from?
They'll find me. I'm gonna find a barn. I'm gonna sit on a bale of hay, and I'm just gonna hang out, and smoke my pipe.
All right.
Just wait for them to come to me. I'll be the bait.
Well, once the spear's prepped, go and wait near to where he's waiting.
Yeah, if you're just gonna make prep and wait, then you have time to get yourselves equipped. I'm sure you could probably find a suit of leather armor and adjust it for Anders' new physique.
That would be very greatly appreciated. I'm going to take up a counter position. That way we can get a bigger area of sight, but trying to stay hidden.
Now, do we have just the gifts that we've experienced, or do we have access to it all?
You have access to everything now.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d20 and set it aside for the luck ability.
Okay.
It's a 7, so I'm probably going to be using it on the enemy.
That's a cool ability. All right. Well, almost like a Dodge City showdown. At sundown, a very large group of the warlord's men enters town along with the warlord. They're all kind of looking around, and you see the two guys who you saw in the hospital. They're pointing at the three of y'all, or whoever's visible, obviously Flash. And
Howdy there.
yeah, their warlord is a kind of a big, strong, overweight guy who, his horse can barely hold him, but he's the only one riding a horse, so he won't dismount. He'll ride up over to you, flanked by some of his bigger guys. And what's going on here?
Well, some of your men were causing trouble in town. I don't like to be a gossip, but that's what it seems. And seems like the people have had a little bit of enough of it. Now, I could tell you more, but you're going to have to buy me a drink.
My men keep these people safe.
Well, maybe they need to work on that a little bit, because it doesn't seem like they're really that safe.
I lost 5 men today to those things in the field, and you're telling me that my men aren't doing their job, and then I find out that a villager has killed one of my men?
Anders will begin to walk out. That was me. And if your men continue raping off of your word, then you and I have a bigger problem.
So you're the one. I mean, he kind of backs, his horse, and he kind of back up a little bit when they see how big you are.
And I'll emerge as well. As for your men, they all died fighting the beasts. It was us that killed them.
Peasants.
Lash just shrugs.
A smith and a warrior of my tribe once.
This used to be a nice, peaceful place. Today, I have to put people down in order to get my point across. If that's what has to happen, so be it. turn and look back at his men. Take him and crucify him on the gates of the village.
If we cut the head off the snake, the rest should just scatter. Anders is going to try to run and find himself leaping with spear drawn and ready to strike at the warlord.
Well, the nice thing is the players get to go first. So what are you going to do?
Leap of the moon and then follow it with a spear strike right onto the warlord.
Okay. So
See, that is a 13 on the die, and then I add my attack bonus, correct?
yes.
So that's a total of 18.
Yeah, you'll hit him because he's totally surprised by what you just did.
And then that's going to be 1 on the die for the d10 plus 4 is a total of 5, which is 1 point of damage, I believe.
So you get a total of 5 damage for everything?
Yeah, 5, and we're doing the damage chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be converted into a 1.
Okay. Yeah, he'll survive your spear thrust. You have a fray dice.
That's a 2.
So you jab him with your spear, and as you yank it back out, it deals a little bit more damage. He'll stagger back. He survived, but now he's angry.
Did he fall off his horse?
I believe I should probably roll to see if he does stay mounted. Getting hit on your horse like that.
Should have double horsed it.
Yeah. He will remain mounted. So.
And how far do I fly through with the leap of the moon?
Well, leap of the moon, it's you leap tremendous distances, ignoring all fall damage, able to jump to any point within line of sight in lieu of their movement action for that round. So
Hulk jump.
Yeah. Yeah, it does say you cannot leap more than 10 total miles of distance per hour, however. So.
Oh, Anders is internally shocked at what the hell he just did. He thought he was going to run there, but apparently the ground decided to throw him.
Yep. What is the rest of the group doing?
I'll draw my sword. Yep.
So you're drawing your sword?
Yep, I'm going to draw my sword and charge. See how many I can take out.
Okay. So you're charging a mob.
So that is a 21.
Wow, that's going to hit.
And I'm using Steel Without End, which gives me a D10 plus 1 for all of my damage die, including unarmed attacks.
Okay. You have... You're fighting a 16 hit dice mob.
So that's 5, but it's matrix down to a 1.
Wow, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Sometimes it's good.
Well, I mean, that's 1 hit dice worth of their warriors taken down. I mean, that's like you basically just ran up and just killed somebody's dead up. Okay. Aja?
I throw back my head and roar and cause lightning to hail down from the sky and strike every enemy, sparing their horses and pack animals within a 100-foot radius.
Okay, so that's 3 mobs worth of trained soldiers and a warlord. So
Yeah, and everyone takes 1d6 electrical damage.
okay, roll damage.
6.
Wow. Yeah, several men will fall dead. 'Cause, yeah, that's 3 mobs, so that's 6 hit dice worth of people, and the warlord himself will kind of explode because of the previous damage that he took, combined with this electrical damage, which also funnels down into the horse, kills it too.
Damn it! I said spare the horse.
Oh, okay. Well, you can spare the horse.
Okay, spare the horses. Does the fray die? Is it just melee combat, or is it ranged as well in this?
Fray dice is any opponent in view.
Okay. Any of his larger lieutenants, fix one of them with a glare, and an additional 2 rays of lightning shoot at my eyes and strike him.
Okay.
And I rolled an 8 for damage.
He vaporizes. And let's see, with an 8, well, it's not a 10, so it's 2 dice of damage. Yeah, he vaporizes completely. I mean, he doesn't have a head. He's just got a singed
Fuck that guy in
stump.
particular.
Yeah, fuck that guy in particular. Yeah, these guys are freaking out a little bit, so let me morale check real quick. I'm going to use a dice roller because I only have 1 d6, and I need 2 for morale checks. First mob has a 6, so they will maintain morale. Second mob has a 7. Last mob has a 7. Okay. All the mobs are maintaining morale. So you get to... I'll spread out 3 mobs on each of y'all. So first set of mob comes at Grim.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 12 hit dice mob, so... they have an 8. What's your AC? I think I know it pretty quick.
AC is 5.
Okay, so that is not a 20. There's no way that hits. Flash. I don't think a 9 is going to hit.
No, AC of 3.
No. So that just leaves Ander.
AC
I
is
got
6.
Okay. That's 18 total. It is not a 20. So, yeah, all of these guys attack you with their weapons. They will not hit. However, they do all have what's called an overwhelm ability, which they can use against a single engaged target once per round. So, you guys are swarmed, basically, unless you make a successful hardiness save. So each of y'all needs to make a hardiness save.
So that's over.
I believe so, yes.
Success.
Okay.
Fail.
I got success.
Okay. Mike?
I got a 3 on the die, so that's fail.
Okay. So here's what happens. Aja and Ander stand fast against the mob, and somehow, despite all of the incoming attacks, your hands just move like lightning. I mean, it's just these guys are moving almost like snails or something. It's like you're parrying or moving out of the way of their attacks like they're nothing. It's almost a joke to you. I mean, you don't know how you ever took these guys seriously. Lash, on the other hand, manages to stumble on something, and the mob manages to kind of get the better of him. He takes 1 point of damage.
Right?
All right, it's back to the party.
I would like to move and do another leaping bound to strike at the nearest person that is attacking Lash. That way I can
Okay.
position myself to defend him.
So you're basically leaping out of the mob that's on you.
Well, I was
But
thinking
I
leaping
think
through them, or kind of like break over them.
well, you've already committed effort to leaping once on turn, so
Is that action only allowed once, or
I
It
believe
says-
it's once per. I
says
think it's
one-
once per round. So
it's on turn? Yeah.
yeah, it's on turn, so you can do it again.
With the spear, that's 15.
Okay, so you will attack Lash's mob. Deal damage.
And then that's for the fray, and then this is for that is 7, which gets turned into a 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fray dice was a 5.
Which is also which is a 1. They've lost almost half of their men. So they'll need a morale check at the end of this. All right, what's everybody else doing?
I'll attack again. Now, you have 1 fray die? Do you roll it each round, or?
Yep. Every round, you get to do something with your fray dice.
Okay. Adds to damage.
No, it doesn't add to it. It's a whole separate attack, and it never misses.
All
Unless
right.
you roll a 1, of course, in which case it does no damage.
So I'm going to attack again. 19.
Wow, yeah, it's going to hit. Deal damage to your mob.
I rolled a 1 for damage, but Unfailing Fortune lets me re-roll all 1s.
Yes, it does.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Literally. He's a lucky bastard.
6. So
Nice.
2.
That's 2 damage.
And I'll throw the fray die in there.
Mhm.
8.
Ooh, 2 more. Okay, so that mob has taken 9 hit dice worth of damage. So there's only like 3 individuals standing in it left. It's like it really can't be considered a mob at this point, but we're still going to use mob rules for it.
It's barely a muh.
It's barely a muh. Aja, what are you doing?
So I'm still surrounded by a mob, right?
Yes.
Okay. I pick one guy out of the mob, and I bellow "Berkele" at him at the volume of a thunderbolt hitting, so rupturing him with sonic damage, and then spreading the spreading the lightning out from his body to everyone within 100 feet,
All right.
apart from animals and people I like.
Okay. Is that another ring of lightning?
Yeah, so that's 6 for the shout,
Mhm.
and 4 for the lightning.
You fuss-ro-dod him into the netherworld. Yeah, he'll explode. I'm sorry. How much did you do with your lightning?
Lightning did 4.
Lightning did 4, so that turns into 1. And
Yeah.
the other was your fray dice,
Was my fray dice, yeah.
which was
A 6.
a 6. So that's 2. You'll kill him, and a guy behind him will die also. I mean, literally, that's how all Godbound, when they do damage, it splashes. So if it kills one guy, if there's another guy standing near them, he takes it also. So you basically just killed 3 people in one round. Nice job. Let's start tracking some of this stuff a little bit.
Yeah, and this lightning storm's like everywhere as well. So
Okay, it's their turn. Lash's mini mob Oh my god, they got a crit.
I'm gonna replace that crit with a 7.
Oh, okay. Nice job. I figured you would.
Lucky
Okay,
bastard indeed.
You lucky bastard, yeah. So their crit turns into a miss. They will attempt to overwhelm with their 3 people, so they can still do that because they're still a mob. So you get to make your hardiness save.
6. I failed.
Okay, well you'll take 1 more point of damage as they manage to overwhelm your defenses. That little swishy poke is not very good at defending
Yeah.
against multiple targets. I guess I don't know. Aja, your 7 remaining guys will kind of fumble about helplessly, attempting to hit you. However, they can still overwhelm you. So roll a hardiness check.
Fail, botch.
Oh, well, there's no botches. So
Okay.
you will take 2 points of damage from them, though.
Did I heal the stuff from the giant mantis creatures?
Yes. You
Okay.
totally healed back to complete vigor.
All right.
All right, and Anders, the last guy.
Mhm.
Your mob of 8. Got a 17. Your armor class is what, 6?
Yes, that's a hit, I think.
That is a hit. Okay. They're little average weapons that do a d8. You'll take 1 point from their weapons, and they will attempt to overwhelm you if you fail your hardiness test.
Okay. That is a fail.
We're winning, guys! You'll take another point of damage. For our warlord! Well, you know, one guy's in the back screaming, I will be the next warlord! Kill them! That's how it works.
Yeah. Whoever
Alright,
got
back
the
to the
most
party.
of the previous warlord on them is the new warlord.
All right. I do want to remind you, everybody has access to one particular power that you probably forgot about, or maybe didn't look at. 'Cause I probably didn't tell you about it, but every Godbound has these powers from the Words of Creation. They have what's called Divine Wrath, in which you commit effort to the end of the scene. Actually, you know what? I'll just post it up in chat so you can see what it does. Private chat. And you may want to move it to your character sheet when you get a chance. And everybody also has Corona of Fury. So you basically have a way of dealing with single targets and a way of dealing with mobs at all times. So with that in mind, Lash, what are you doing?
How many are left?
You have a mighty mob of 3.
I will use the correct. Nah, I can take them. Let's see.
Okay.
15.
15 will hit.
Seven damage. So 2
That's
damage.
2. Yep.
And
then
I'm
you
gonna
have
throw the fray.
Yep.
Fray is also 2.
Okay, here's what happens. Your skill at arms is so fast that you managed to kill 2 of your opponents very quickly with rapier strikes, and your fray is so incredible that not only do you manage to actually sever a man's head with your rapier, something that's almost impossible, but it's just basically you're whipping it at such a fast speed. the head actually flies off and crushes the skull of another man nearby and kills him instantly.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm gonna do the samurai thing, and as my blade hums, just tap it, quiet it down.
Ander?
I am going to make a spear attack.
Okay.
Crit, plus 5. 20
Okay.
plus 5.
That's 4 damage. Yeah, you whirl your spear and you jab it forward. It punches right through the breastplate of 4 guys and kills them instantly.
And then
You pull a gore-soaked spear back, and then you fray them
6.
and kill 2 more. You completely finished off your mob this round. I mean, you just couldn't stand up to your might. All that's left is Aja's mob of 8 guys left. They'll need to be morale checking pretty soon, but it's Aja's turn.
Okay. They actually hit me and hurt me this turn, so that kind of brings me out of my lightning reverie. I look at one of the guys that hit me, and like the world seems to slow down for a moment, and sort of chalkboard calculations come up, and then I smack him with my hammer for my attack, and then my fray will be that I've knocked him into his friends.
Okay.
So, hammer strike. 13.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the fray is 6. And the hammer strike is only 2.
So you'll kill him, and you hit him so hard that 2 of his friends die along with him. Yep. The 5 remaining guys, morale check. It's like basically they're the last 5 guys. They rolled a 2. Their steadfast morale holds. They will not back down. They will die on this ground. It's either this or they have to go back to being peasants or something. They absolutely will not back down. These poor bastards. They'll charge at you with desperate fury. Missing terribly, but they might still overwhelm you, so make a save.
Success.
Yeah, you repel them like insects. They're nothing to you. It's back to the party's turn. There are 5 guys left. It's a mob, but still.
I do the Corona for Fury Smite action.
Okay.
And when I do that, I want to say, I wonder what sins you've committed to cast such a hell upon you as I. And then I roll d20 like normal.
Yeah, and you roll a d8.
I did just do d8. Okay.
Yeah, because it's every enemy within 30 feet.
That's an 8.
Grimm's entire mob melts out of existence as Anders' fury hits them all. So just to give you guys an idea what you just did, you basically just killed 36 people. Well, 37 actually, counting the warlord. You feel like superheroes yet?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of mess to clean up.
There's a lot of bodies. Yeah, the villagers are all staring at you from their hovels and stuff.
Sure. If I use unending abundance, can the land absorb their bodies to fuel its plenitude?
I rule yes.
Okay. Because, rotting is part of nature, and, that will go uncommonly fast as well, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay. I wipe their blood off my face, press my palm to the ground, and commit one effort for the day. to make the land uncommonly fertile and productive for a day in a 10-mile radius.
Okay. Well, here's what happens. Just out of curiosity, is there any particular kind of tree or fruit that is sacred to Uko?
Well,
I figured you would know.
Lapland and so on, not exactly known for its fruit. So thinking of it's probably berries, apples.
Okay. Well, not only is the land in a 10-mile radius totally abundant with plant growth, but the area beneath the corpses actually absorbs them, and a giant apple tree will spring up.
Pick an apple. How's it taste?
It's an uncommon shade of red, but it's very sweet and succulent. It's kind of like it's the most heavenly apple you've ever eaten.
It's not bad.
And all it took was 36 lives. It's not so many.
Well, what do we do now?
Yeah, Joe Grognard says, this doesn't seem all that challenging. Most Godbound heroes are demigods. Common mooks, mobs and stuff like that present absolutely no challenge to them whatsoever. Give you an example. The very first time I ran this, somebody had the word of dragon, so they became a dragon, and their initial attack is actually designed to do more damage against mobs. So they wiped out an entire 36 hit dice mob in one round. I'm absolutely not kidding you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should stop past the warlord's home, gather the riches that rightfully belong to the village.
Well, we live in the village too. I mean, just throwing that out there. But yeah.
You know what? I'd like to try something. I think we can get there faster. Both of you, come here. Climb on.
Climb on you or climb on Lash? He moved fast, remember?
I mean,
Climb on me. I want to try something.
Okay.
Just
fine.
hold on tight.
No. How about this? We race.
All right, fine. Ready, set, go. Leap of the moon.
It's like Superman versus the Flash.
Yeah. Mist on water, yeah. Or wait, I might need to see.
It's not a vital scene, so it's no big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, the two of y'all basically are racing to the warlord's stronghold. Yeah,
it doesn't. It doesn't say I need to see it.
Yeah. Well, you arrive at the warlord's stronghold in literally a hop, skip, and a jump.
Who gets there first?
Well, Lash is the demigod of speed, so I've got to give it to him. It's kind of like the Flash is faster than Superman. So.
That's okay. We arrived in style.
Yes.
Yeah. Thump.
Yeah, the warlord's stronghold is a kind of a crumbling ruin. It's being held up with planks and boards and everything else. It's a serviceable place. It probably leaks when it rains, but still, it's a defensible position that he's held for a long time. It looks kind of pathetic now to the three of y'all. He's got a couple of guards standing out front who kind of look at you puzzled.
Blissfully unaware of what happened to.
Yeah.
It's giving me that Castle from Lady Hawk vibes.
Yeah, that skinny, a skinny guy will step out in robes and
Who are you? You realize that you are intruding upon the presence of his great warlord, Po Shungfa.
Shunfa is dead. Lay down your arms and surrender.
What?
I will not repeat myself.
You're peasants. You defeated Shungfa?
I'm just glaring at him at this point.
he'll look at the two guys on either side.
Kill them.
I just used my Frey dice to lightning strike him.
Him?
Just him, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
6.
Yeah, he vaporizes. The two guards kind of look at him. They look at you, and one of them, walks over. I suddenly feel like we really would like to help serve you right now. I'm so happy to be working for you. It's can I get you anything?
Show us the treasury.
Right away, sir. Yeah.
I should let you talk. I hit things.
I think Lash should do the talking a little bit better. He's a bit more etiquette-wise.
Am I? I mean, I can talk, but I'm not exactly the smartest. So yeah, treasury. Any storage? So what did they show us?
Well, like I said, it's a rickety old ruined battlement type thing, but it was a defensible fortress at one time. Yeah, you'll ascend a set of stairs, and up on that floor, there's one particularly big mook, who's shirtless, who's standing in front of what looks like some kind of an old treasure vault type door. Look at the three of you. The guard will be like, hey, Sam, these guys are in charge now. Look over at the three of y'all. They don't look so tough.
I'll walk up to him, get face to face, like really, really close, and then just do a 6-inch gut punch. If I can try to do it non-lethally, I will.
Yeah, you can always choose to do non-lethal as Godbound.
That is a 12 plus, I think it's 5. Yeah, so 17.
Yeah, you'll easily hit him.
12 plus 4 is 16.
So he basically took 4 points of non-lethal. Okay, you hit him, and even though you're doing non-lethal, the punch has the dim mock effect, and the vault door cracks and shatters behind him. He'll just kind of crumple to his knees, unconscious.
Oops.
The guard standing next to Aja will urinate on himself.
Not the gold we wanted to be showered in.
The treasure vault is open.
What does it look like inside?
It's a large room with just collections of coin, pillaged items and things. Cloth, anything that was valuable and has been taken from people. It represents not only this community's wealth, but also the other communities that they were extracting tribute from.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, Lash. Go.
It's one thing to give all this back, but how do we make sure it stays with the villagers? I mean, we're powerful, but there's other things out there. If we're gonna give it all back, I don't want to see it just go into the hands of another warlord. Are we protecting? This is our home now, right?
It already was.
I always just saw it as a temporary resting place, but we should do something more with this. Not quite sure what yet.
As far as what the funds that we now have here, at least if some of them go to, helping the sick and the poor, the infirm, to rise them up, I'm fine with that. The rest, I don't really care. However, is there like paperwork in here, like a counting ledger or like a black book type of thing?
Not really. The warlord is,
He just grabs and throws it in.
Yeah, he's just a thug. The only way he kept power was because he was, bigger and tougher than everybody else, or a bigger bully.
We don't want to just be. Oh,
Go on.
we don't want to just be another Poe, was it? And quite frankly, I'm not sure I'm fit to be anything more.
We don't have to lead to be protectors. You, Piss Boy,
Yes?
fetch the other survivors from around the castle and find a cart. This stuff needs to be taken back to the village.
Of course, sir. You'll run around yelling, and the other guard is, what do you want me to do?
What are the other villages that the warlord was threatening and taking?
Oh, he's got a map up in his room.
Show me.
All right, away. He'll lead you up another flight of stairs to the uppermost chambers, opening a splendid-looking door. Has a nicely appointed, kind of like, well, it is a warlord's room. I mean, basically all the stuff in here is all the stuff that he liked, which is gaudy and ostentatious, and then, just shows off how powerful that he is. Big chairs, really nice bed, furs, expensive looking jewelry and crap. And a bevy of nubile slave women. Probably captured from all the local villages. Most of them look pretty beat up.
I would like to use flesh made true, if I can, on whoever.
Yeah, a lot of their diseases and injuries and things will disappear. They kind of look at you incredulously. One of them will actually start washing your feet with her tears and her hair.
No need for that, my dear. Hey guys, there's a map up here, and there's some women that seem to have been molested.
They're with you.
Okay.
You're free. You can leave and return to your villages.
We don't belong to you?
You can stay if you'd like.
You're free to go or stay as you wish.
A couple of the girls will cling to you guys. If we stay with you, we'll be protected, right?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, so now you guys have a bevy of nubile women who are former slaves.
Who are consenting.
Yes, who are consenting. Yes.
Make that abundantly clear.
Andrew's just trying to hold back the anime nosebleed. He's
So,
trying to
this map.
study the map. Yeah. The map.
All right. So what now?
What's the nearest town or village that the warlord seemed to have control in?
Well, he's got a map, so this being kind of the quasi medieval, or I should say, feudal type society that was common in the Middle Ages. Most villages and stuff are within walking distance of each other, so you can easily travel to all of the surrounding villages that this warlord controlled within a day or two.
Well, you two are fast. What if I oversee getting the treasure and so on sorted out back at the village? And the sort of getting these remaining guards into some sort of shape rather than being thugs. And you visit the other villages and have them send people, and then we can divide the treasure out amongst all the afflicted people. I'm sure they're wondering why their fields are overgrown as well.
That sounds like a really good plan, yeah. Liberation and plunder. And then he's going to put his fist up for Lash and Aj.
Liberation and plunder. I bump his fist.
Fist bump, because we don't know our own strength. Very, very carefully.
Very carefully. Bust each other's knuckles.
Easy.
Yeah. Wonder triplet powers activate.
Perhaps that should be our icon, a triangle.
Or, well, I mean, I guess you could always make like the Triskel or something.
Okay. So if Aj is going to stay here, Lash, do you want to go separately or team up?
Travel together for now.
Yeah.
Just the heralds of the new order.
We'll just make life easy for you. It's not hard to travel from village to village. If there are any of the warlord's men there, they're small groups that can bully people, but they're not going to be a challenge for either one of you. I mean, as you've seen, small armies can't stop you. So
let the warlord's men know to meet back at the old castle to discuss their new assignments.
You probably have to kill a few in the process, but to make your point. But so over the course of a couple of days, you'll make your trip around and let the villagers know that they're all free. And the villagers really don't know how to handle it. They're kind of like, well, are you the new warlord?
No. We are messengers. We seek to do things a new way. How were things before the current warlord?
Well, we had bandits and other things come and attack us all the time and steal things from us. Then the warlord showed up and took over that castle, and then it was just the warlord's men that took everything from us. But he protected us from the bandits.
What you produce is your own. We will protect you.
Is a man not entitled to the labors of his fruits of his own labors? No, says the man in Godbound.
Okay.
It would be nice if you share with your neighbors, though.
I also want to ask them when we're going along here, is there any other stories of other places they heard or seen, or if anybody's come from other areas outside of the warlord's domain?
Oh, sure. Oh,
And-
sure. Lots of villages out there, with their own problems and warlords and things, and I think all of the warlords in this region are all ruled over by a what they call a daimyo.
A daimyo.
Yes. He controls all the warlords.
And what is this daimyo's name?
Shao Kahn. Because I can't think of a name really quick.
Can you show me on this map where the daimyo's headquarters is?
I've never been there, but say if you go up the roads and then follow the paths towards the north, you'll come to his domain.
Well, sounds like there would be more problems if we don't deal with that.
Yeah, I will fill in Aja as well. And what do you think about this daimyo? Do you think we should replace them?
See what they're about. Maybe get rid of them. Don't know about replacing them.
Doesn't corruption take at the root and spread throughout their branches and leaves?
Yeah, but absolute power and all that. And I don't want to get myself in that situation.
Yeah, the surviving thugs and so on. I want to put the fear of me into them, and say that there will be a small tax to provide for them, but they are now bound to the communities to patrol and protect them, and to train the villagers in fighting as well, to make up the numbers, and that we will be back to check. And if they haven't done a good job, lightning, thunder, all that kind of thing.
AC/DC playing in the background.
A curious thing has happened back in your home village. The peasants have picked the apples up off the tree that grew, and they're starting to hang ribbons or prized possessions, wishes, and all these other things off the branches.
Not the Messiah, I'm a very naughty boy. Oh, God. Prayers. Oh.
We have to start answering them, don't we?
This is why we should leave immediately to find this daimyo.
Yeah, I agree. What about setting up a council before we leave of perhaps the village elders
from the various villages? Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems like a good idea.
Okay. I can do my bit to run to the other villages real quick and ask them to select an elder and go up to the thing, and then meet back with you guys.
Yeah.
And you
So
can
they've got
trust.
guards. Sorry, go on.
I don't know. I was just saying you can trust this divine right because we are the divine.
So they've got guards. They've got some sort of governance. The prayer thing is making me uncomfortable, but okay. We should deal with this daimyo before word gets back to him.
Yeah, agreed. So, how do we want to head over? Like stealthily or with haste, and then like stop right before, that way we can evaluate, or
get there quickly and then cautiously. But I can't travel as fast as you.
Yeah, that's okay. You can always hop a ride. Maybe Lash can go a bit ahead of us and scout until we can pull up the rear and then maybe meet out front.
Yeah.
At the border of his lands. Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
All right. Grab a packed lunch and away we go.
Getting lunch isn't very hard because, yeah, for 10 miles all around, yeah, the fruit trees and everything else is so overgrown. People can't possibly pick it all. You actually start seeing a lot more wildlife than you normally do because they're all of a sudden they're like, hey, there's food here.
Nom 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 nom.
Yep.
All right. And away we go.
So
Please don't scream in my ear this time.
all right. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. We've been on for 1 hour and 51 minutes. Does anybody want to take a break or?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
quick one.
All right. So we'll take 10. Everybody go mute yourselves and take care of whatever you need, and we'll be back in 10. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh, we're down to one viewer now. Everybody's like, oh, fuck this. I don't want to stick around for the break. All right. Well, all right. When we last left our intrepid heroes, you were headed towards the Daimyo stronghold, right?
Yeah. Is it a city or a palace or something like that?
Well, yeah, you have to pass through a number of villages and a few small towns to get there.
Well, wasn't the plan that I would scout ahead and just let them know what I see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your scouting, what you find is, there are the daimyo controls all of the warlords in the surrounding region, of which there are 4. Well, there were 4. There's only 3 now. The daimyo himself has a pretty good-sized standing army and rules from a centralized city, which makes most of its money on trading. The surrounding warlords, of course, contribute to the daimyo's overall taxes and stuff and provide him with things to trade back and forth, manufactured goods and such. And the daimyo, of course, brings tradesmen in from the outside and distributes goods to the villages and things. It's a pretty strongly controlled system. This daimyo isn't even anywhere near what you would call a something as big as a king or an emperor. He's just a much larger version of a more trumped up warlord. But he has about 400 men under his control.
Minus however many we killed.
Well, yeah. Minus those 36.
Well, I wouldn't take away from his personal army just the support he could get from the warlords. So
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Do you have any type of meetings or anything like that going on right now?
The daimyo?
Yeah, does he have like a is it just himself right now, or do we know if there's any other warlords in the area?
Does he hold, like, court?
He does hold courts.
When is the next time he's supposed to be holding court?
He holds court at least once or twice a week, not every day when he can.
but not just anybody's allowed in.
Oh yeah, of course not. I'll have to generate all the stuff for his particular court, but that's okay because you know what? I have rules to do that because of this game.
And there is a community around his main complex structure. Do we have access to that?
Yeah.
So, Lash and Ash, what do you think about taking some time and then perhaps presenting ourselves on his next coming court day or another court day after that, but take some time to walk around and get the lay of the land before we commit to an assault?
Get a feel for the place, yes.
Hopefully he doesn't have... I mean, there's got to be other people like us. That could present a problem.
We can present ourselves as messengers bringing word that Poe is dead.
And when we tell him about the changes we've made, what do we do then?
I mean, it looks like he might be trying to be civilized. We don't know how much is him and how much was Poe.
It's a good point.
Perhaps instead of telling him who took over, maybe we just let him know, and then that way, an unseen threat is greater than a known one. And if we take a little bit more time, I would like to use a word for far off to get the lay of this development and community and how it works, in regards to when might be the best opportune time to confront the daimyo.
All right, I'm on board.
T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. What?
Word far off.
Sorry, I'm generating stuff behind the scenes. Thought you were talking.
Okay.
We were, but then we had a plan of action.
Okay, and the plan of action is
Hang out, get a feel for the place, and Ander is going to use one of his words to get more intel.
okay. Well, that's what I'm kind of coming up with is the intel. So if you'll just give me a moment.
How much time do we want to get the lay of the land first before we?
Day or two, depending when his next court is.
Okay.
Yeah, find an inn or a watering hole or something.
Well, we can go uncover it. If you follow my direction, we could probably help out at the hospital if you want.
Sure.
Fine. Actually, you know what? No, that's probably for the best.
Well, what your sources can tell you is that the daimyo himself, Shung Sao, is he rules basically by his title. Apparently he was somebody of influence, or his family was of influence in the distant past, and they've managed to hold that power just based on his name. But he's very influential with the military, which is how he manages to keep control of the region by having the strongest and largest military with the best trained men. But his court is very confused. There's a welter of plots and counterplots going on with his court, with everybody trying to advance their abilities. So his right hand is an assassin that nobody has seen before. Right now, unfortunately, because there's so much problems with his court, he's got some foolish policies that are in play. But if you were to destroy the daimyo and his court, a lot of the locals would be furious at this, because on a local level, the daimyo is a good person and doing what he can. It's just he's being forced to work with these warlords who are basically using their power like it's a club.
So he might listen to reason.
If we can deal with the remaining three, I mean, we might, but we don't know who in his court. That will get a private audience. So we don't know who in his court also likes things the way they are.
His court is also rumored to be defended by a very powerful magical guardian or beast.
Perhaps we should go make a bigger name for ourselves by dealing with the other warlords first. Because if we can install a better way, then that might have him be inclined to send us an emissary for an audience.
So visit ruin upon the other warlords, place more village councils in their stead, and then come to him from a position of greater strength.
Yeah, because it would be like an internal conflict or an inner revolt going on.
Can we
I
find
also-
out anything about these other warlords around the town?
Is Ander using any of his abilities?
And
Knowledge?
it will continue to use a word far off action because it's an action. So I'll just keep doing it about anything that we cover here, and then auto disseminate to the rest of the party members.
Okay. What you find out is the other three warlords they have their own various things that kind of make them all a little bit equally undesirable. Basically, they were all strong men who rule through fear. Their men are kept in line by the fear of the warlord themselves. For the most part, each one of them is personally significantly powerful. They don't control a large number of men, but they control enough of them to be able to bully all of the local villagers and stuff. And they don't all treat the villagers with all that much respect. One of them is very corpulent and demands lots and lots of food. One of them enjoys entertaining himself by having quote-unquote sparring matches with the villagers. And the other one just seems to be a brutal thug. Kind of similar to the one you killed.
Well, if one likes to spar with villagers, maybe someone ostentatious and insulting, like Lash, can get into a sparring match with him and finish him.
I appreciate the challenge. Yeah.
And then Aj and I would maybe watch just in case some screwery might be about if he tries to cheat.
Him cheat? No. Come on now.
But I would say after we deal with that one, I think we should go after the corpulent, food-obsessed one.
I figure if we save him for last, he might be the most willing to give up. If all he wants is pleasures, then he's not exactly going to be in a position, to fight us off.
True.
But that doesn't mean he won't still keep his greed in some way.
We don't have to kill all these guys, do we? I'm not saying I won't do it, but
I don't have to. Just make them stand aside. Maybe the fat one can become a butcher or something. A more honest trade.
well, the self-styled duelist first.
Agreed.
Right, so we leave the daimyo's town behind and head towards the sparring warlord.
Well, the sparring warlord's place is, a little bit nicer than Poe's. It's like the other ones. It's constructed on what used to be an old defensible stronghold. His men look like they're pretty well taken care of. He doesn't seem to be overtly brutal to the villagers, except that if his men see anybody in the town that looks, noteworthy, like they might be a good match or somebody who's weak and isn't doing their share of the work, they get to have a sparring match with the warlord. And they don't usually come back.
So, as travelers, looking like lazy workers isn't really available to us, which means looking powerful, good, is. So, how can we make Lash look powerful but not too powerful?
Ander is the easy one to make look powerful. All he's got to do is take his robes off. But
I could cause some trouble.
I mean, you are the one of your words is sword, so
I had an idea. Perhaps we do a ruse. Play up your opulence a little bit and showmanship. If we get a handcart, and then I'll be the mule for the handcart. Perhaps Ash could be your attendant, and you would be on the, sitting in the cart, doop doop doop, like an ornate kind of rickshaw, maybe. Not like a huge amount of like wealth and stuff like that, but enough that you're looking well to do as a peasant.
I figure that, and we could do that. And once we get to a tavern, I could swindle some of his men. They go whining to him, and then I have my duel.
all right. So you're gonna try to gamble with these guys?
Yeah, I can't lose. It's literally one of my words.
So yeah, we'll swan into town ostentatiously, acting like Lash's entourage, and then swindle some guys.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he's got a group of local toughs who are hanging out at the watering hole, gambling over cards. What are you doing?
Gentlemen, mind if I play a few hands?
Kind of look at you. Who are you?
Lash, Lord of the Roads.
Lord of the Roads. You got
Haven't
coin,
heard.
Lord of the Roads?
There was no place on my character sheet for it, but I assume so. I have a
Believe me.
wealth of 0.
Well, depending on how much you wanted to take from the Warlord's stronghold, could easily. Wealth isn't really like that big of a deal, and this is one of those weird things. It's Godbound doesn't really deal so much with actual coin that you're carrying around, but Godbound are assumed to have whatever wealth that they need, unless they're trying to buy something really extravagant. So, having enough money on you to get into a local card game's not a problem.
All right. Yeah. Gonna first. I'm gonna swindle them. I'm gonna just throw a couple of hands, and then once they start raising the bets, I'm going to use my unfailing fortune to dictate the outcome of any game of gambling or chance.
Yeah, I might normally make somebody who didn't have these words and this luck roll for this, but yeah, honestly, between unfailing fortune and luck, yeah, you can easily win hands with no difficulty whatsoever. So, yeah, I'll give it to you. I mean, yeah, eventually these guys will get pissed off and, you're cheating.
Cheating? I'm just good at this. I mean, maybe you haven't considered that you're not good at this. If you want to take it outside, we can always do that.
Well, one of them will whisper to the other one and say, so, how lucky do you really think you are?
I'm the god of luck. I lean in and say with a straight face.
Oh, yeah? Well, you want to test your luck up against somebody who can really show you how it's done?
Another gambler? Oh, sure, absolutely.
Oh. Well, we're always looking for more people to participate. Why don't you come with us? We'll introduce you to a real game.
Strip Twister.
That's right.
We'll tag along, obviously.
Yeah, they don't seem to mind, although, they do give Ander a couple of looks because, the guy's a giant. But,
I remain silent and at the beck and call of Lash. Hood up, just trying to be meek.
I have this, I can't remember the name of the guy who plays the Mountain on Game of Thrones, but yeah, I just have this thing of him trying to look, small and modest and everything, and it's kind of like, it's just not working. But, yeah, they'll escort you down to the Warlord's manse. He's got a giant fighting pit outside that's pretty splattered with blood and things.
Gonna pretend to look shocked at that. Wait. What's this?
They'll roughly push you inside the ring. There you go. Now, here's how we do it. We're gonna bet and see how long you last.
Oh, it's that kind of game.
The
You've got this, sir. Your lordship.
Well, this guy comes out wearing kind of a long coat and wearing a pair of what look like those big Indian tiger claw type things. He's kind of like, "You boys, what did you bring me?" And he'll look at you. Can you actually use that thing, or is it just for show? It doesn't look like it could hurt anybody.
Well, I didn't know what I was getting into. I'm so sorry, but I guess I'm stuck here now.
This is my sparring ring. This is how I train and keep in shape. You look a bit more sturdy than most of the peasants that these guys bring me.
Well, I am Lash Lord of the Road. God of Luck.
God of Luck. That's quite a title.
I just thought of it.
I'm called Mantis.
Well, Mantis, I draw my my sword. Shall we?
Let's. Heroes get to go first.
All right. I will start.
Unless you want to let him go first.
Did we get a? We've rested since then, right? Our effort has returned.
Oh yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, I figure.
Can I let him go first to size him up?
Sure. Absolutely. All right. Well, he's obviously skilled in some form of martial arts because he'll move in quickly and attack with his dual claws.
I'm gonna roll my daily swap out dice.
Okay.
It's gonna be an 11.
All right. Oh, he got an 8 to hit you. With his pluses, it turns into 14.
Nope.
Oh.
He needs 20, right? With
Yeah, he needs 20.
My arm. Yep. I've got 3.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he'll slash at you and stuff. I mean, he looks like he could hurt you if he actually landed a hit. I mean, he could. Pretty obvious that against a normal foe, you could pretty much slice them in half. This guy's obviously some kind of minor hero.
I'm going to use my Divine Wrath to strike at him.
Okay.
That's no roll to hit.
I don't believe there is.
5, so 1.
Okay, so you have to commit effort for the end of the scene. You smite a chosen foe within sight with the energies of the word, inflicting 1d8 damage per dice of character level. So
Yep.
you did 1.
Yeah, just the 1.
You actually missed.
Oh no, 5 on the die.
Oh, 5 on the dice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's one hit dice of damage. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you do the converting.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you'll hit him, and he looks kind of impressed actually that you hit him. He's like, you actually hit me.
I
Well,
bow, and then I take another stance, and I wave him on with my sword. I beckon him.
have you ever seen this attack? He'll attack again. He uses Unerring Blade, so he hits on anything but a natural 1. And this goes through any protection short of an invincible defense against a weapon being used.
I don't think I have anything to counter that.
Okay. I think Grim does, but you don't. So he will deal maximum. He will deal maximum damage.
Defense. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So he deals maximum damage on this strike, which is D10 plus 1. So he deals 11, which turns into 4.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he gouges you really deeply with his claws, and sit there and smile, and he starts, licking the claws off, and he's like, "Yeah, how do you like that?"
That was impressive. What about this? And I can't use my Fray die on him, can I?
No, he's higher hit dice than you.
All right. I'm gonna attempt to smite again.
Yeah, but you can't.
Oh, I can't?
Nope. It says, as a smite power, Divine Wrath cannot be used 2 rounds in a row.
Okay. Then I will make a standard attack.
All right.
Sorry, I'm just
about to say, don't you have something for this? I mean, you have Steel Without End.
Yeah, all weapons. Yeah, it's just a D10 of damage. Okay. I was using that. It's a constant modifier.
Yeah, it's a constant. Yeah.
Gonna swap that die out. 14. Does 14 do anything?
I think 14 might actually hit him. He's got an AC of 4, so it's an 18 total. Damn. Sorry.
Ash, do you think we should step in for a few?
Let's give him one more exchange.
You can see Lash is looking a bit concerned now at his newfound omnipotence isn't limitless, or less than omnipotent.
Yeah, heroes are bad enough that they can challenge gods, usually. Yeah, he can't really use Thirsting Razor. He already has Steel Without End. So he'll just roll a regular attack. He can't do it. Oh, God, I got a crit.
Oh, boy.
Uh,
I already used my swap out, damn. Uh, if I find something I can do, I'll let you know.
Okay. Otherwise, you're
yeah,
going to take 4 damage off of him.
Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do about it.
All right, so I'm assuming that takes you to 0 hit points?
To 1.
Okay, takes you to 1 hit point. Okay.
At this
Okay.
point, I don't think Ander can hold himself. He's going to throw up his hood and like let his muscles flex and then jump into the ring while saying, "Ah, you've proven your mettle well. How about a real challenge instead of my servant posing as me?"
He'll smile and it's like, oh, look at you. You are quite the specimen. I can't wait.
No
like a
weapons.
One Piece villain.
Yeah, no weapons and like just kata running through kung fu kata, cracking knuckles and stuff.
Okay. All right, you get to go first.
I'll wait and keep an eye on the thugs that led us here.
All right. I'm going to start out with a regular attack. That is 11 on the die plus 5 is 16.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's going to hit. Because the AC is 4.
And then
Yes, it's 20.
It's a D12 plus 4. That is an 8 on the D12 plus 4 is 12, which gets converted to 4.
All right. He takes 4 hit dice of damage. Yeah. Are you doing lethal?
Yeah, and I'll grim of like, you're not that tough, are you?
Yeah, that'll kill him.
Really?
Yes, he had 4 hit dice. And Lash had already done one dice of damage to him, so yes, you will. Would you just punch him?
Yeah, I was just gonna punch him right in the jib just to kind of like piss him off a little bit.
Yeah, well, you hit him so hard, it's like literally he's stuck on the end of your fist. You're having to sit there and shake your arm and like to pull him off. I mean, he looks really surprised as he flops around on the end of your fist.
God damn it! Not again.
I'll turn to the thugs. So, what do we win?
Well, one of them is standing in a puddle of piss.
Piss pants. I didn't know you followed us.
It's a different piss pants. You killed Mantis.
Yes. What do we win? This was a wager, wasn't it?
We didn't expect him to win.
Well,
What do you want?
I guess we win his fiefdom.
What's that mean?
That
It means we're in charge now.
Yeah.
I'll do a morale check. Yeah, one of the other guards is like, I find your terms perfectly acceptable, and I congratulate you on becoming our new masters.
Right. Right. So the same setup as before. Radical redistribution of wealth. Gut the ranks of the thugs of anyone who's genuinely horrendous. Set up the Council of Villagers. Warn them that we'll be back. Bit of a demonstration of powers.
Well, I mean, they just literally saw Ander, like punch a guy so hard that, that it impaled him on his fist. So that wouldn't make people shit their pants.
I have an idea about adding a caveat to it. Maybe we should have one of the old warlord's minions run to the opulent warlord and tell him what they saw here and that he will be coming for him soon. And then I think we should I think you guys are right. I think we should go after the brutal thug after we wrap this one up.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Lash says, like eyeing his claw wounds.
Yeah. Even the regular humans can actually hurt you if they pick the right gifts.
My healing only just does maiming and blinding. Would that be considered maiming that Lash got?
No, but unless you guys are planning to go out and get into a fight immediately, he'll probably heal before the next.
Okay. I can use second spring otherwise, which heals a small amount of damage.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's going to be a couple of days, no need to worry.
I mean, that's kind of up to you. I mean, you can probably race to another warlord, in one day if you really want to. But I figure it's going to take you a day or two to, get everything set up here and rearranged.
Yep.
And that'll give plenty of time for the rider to strike fear into the last warlord that we want to go to.
Oh yeah.
And perhaps he might. Do we want to send an issue of challenge to the other one as well before we get there?
So which are the ones that are left? There's the fat guy
And the
and the brutal thug, who was similar to Poe. Really missed an opportunity to name all of these after the Teletubbies t-shirt.
Actually, they're all like a subtle nods to the Kingsmen and Fist of the North Star.
Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping for Tinky Winky to be the brutal thug.
No, this guy's loosely based on Club. The first guy you fought was loosely based on Spade.
I was getting sort of a wuxia vibe. I guess more of a manga vibe.
Well, that's kind of what I intended.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh.
So thug next, leave the fat guy for afters.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Caster says Tinky Winky the Butcher.
Tinky Winky the Butcher?
I
What?
turned my body to tubby custard.
Hey, Dennis.
That would be terrifying. Just a normal scene. You're on stage production, and then Tinky Winky comes out.
Power vacuum sounds like a clogged toilet trying to flush. What? All right. Well, you're making your way to the next warlord's domain, I figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see a woman being accosted by one of the warlord's men.
Yeah, let's dent that in the butt real quick. What do you want me to roll to smack him and say no?
Well, you could probably just fray dice him.
Okay. We're going to try to practice control dice.
Yeah. Try
That's
and be
one.
non-lethal.
That's one on the fray dice.
Yeah, you'll bring him down with absolutely no difficulty. Yeah. She'll look up at y'all and say, "Who are you?"
Huh. That is good. That is a very philosophical question. Who are we indeed? Lash. Nudge, nudge. Right, right.
I'm Lash, Lord of the Roads. I protect the travelers. and the weary. And we're here to change things.
Are you the ones who defeated Mantis? And Poe?
I was involved with Poe, but Mantis, that was all my friend here, Ander.
I am but a simple monk on a very cumbersome path.
She'll nod, and suddenly she'll start to stand up taller and taller until she's 7 feet tall
I hit her with my hammer.
and measuring 20 feet long from her head to the tip of her snake-like tail, wielding 6 swords in 6 arms.
Nah, General Grievous.
Yeah.
General Badass.
I hit her with my hammer
All right.
really hard.
Really hard. Merry band of serial killers. Come on now.
Yeah, our type is warlords. We just can't resist killing them.
All right.
Technically,
This
two's
is,
not a pattern. We'll be serial killers after this one.
if you survive, this one's a tough one.
Okay. So while she's mid-transformation, I'd strike her at the optimum point that I have calculated. I got 18 to hit.
Got 18 to hit. Yeah, her -6 armor class denies you.
Oh god damn.
Dang it. Then I'm afraid she still gets frayed.
Yes, she can still get frayed.
Okay.
Actually, she's got more hit dice than you.
Okay. So no fray then.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start pulling out the abilities to deal with this one.
Okay. Sure. Are you done?
Yes. She's tougher than she looks.
All right. Let's stop her from moving. I want to make an attempt of attacking with my spear to either impale her into the ground or impale her in such a way it hampers her ability to move freely.
Okay, well, she gets to soliloquy first. You know, all good bad guys get to. I mean, she'll hiss at you, and she's like, "You've been making waves in the daimyo's kingdom, and I have been sent to stop you. This is the assassin." All right, you can roll your hit. Or do whatever your ability is.
This is going to be hit with a spear. Ooh, that's a 4 on the die, so I'm pretty sure that's a miss.
Oh, that's going to miss all day long. It's like, yeah, she just deflects your spear with one of her many swords.
I'm done.
It's all down to you, Lash.
Can I grapple her and then run over a chasm?
Do you really want to try to grapple something that's got 6 arms? I mean, I guess you could.
Attack.
I mean, I'll allow it. I mean, you could try it. There's not a lot of chasms over here, though.
All right. I'm thinking with superhero logic. There's always somewhere I can run to, but all right.
What are the surrounding features?
This is areas off by the side of the road. There are woods nearby. There's fields on the other side of it. You haven't made these fields abundant yet, so they're not quite overgrowing or anything.
Okay. There you go. Now you know what's around.
All right. I'm just gonna regular old attack.
Okay.
20. Not a crit.
Not a crit. Well, with her armor class, it's like you need to get a 26.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Use the fray die.
Yep, the fray dice can work. Well, except that she's higher hit dice than you.
So we can't fray her.
Right.
You can't fray her.
Can I smite once I've already attacked?
Well, technically, smiting is your attack, but I'll
Okay.
let you smite this time
All right.
just to get a hit in on her.
That's a 1. I re-roll it. That's a 2. Oh god.
Well, you did 1 hit dice of damage,
Yep.
so yeah, she's injured. She looks pissed off about it. Let's see. So attacks 7, 6 weapon, and 1 constrict. Ooh. I didn't give you guys an easy one, but so 2 of you. Well, it's 3 of you, so she can attack with 2 weapons on each. So I'll get 2 rolls on each. Let's see. Aja got 1 hit. Anders did not get hit. And Lash took 1 hit.
Sorry, how much did I take?
Hold on. I haven't rolled the damage yet. Just 2d4 per hit, so that's 7, so you take 2. Lash also took 2. I'm going to say that she's probably not going to constrict anybody right now because she wants to stay mobile. It's the party's turn.
All right.
I have an idea to try that might help you guys,
Do you want to go first then?
if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do this action as part of speech, movement, and I'm going to try it again, but do a dragoon-like jump in the air to land down with the spear to try to firmly fix her planted as a smite. And what I want to say to try to get something of merit is, for the good of all mankind, this beast will be planted and anchored. Hoping I can pull in charity.
So you're using Leap of the Moon, and then you're going to smite her.
Yep.
Your
Or is that,
Divine Wrath.
yeah, the single one.
Okay. Yeah, so throw a D8 for Divine Wrath.
Do I qualify for the +4 with the fact?
Yes, I will allow it.
Okay, sweet.
Because you attempted to incorporate your fact.
Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so that's a 14 on the die, +5 brings it to a 19, plus
Which-
4 brings it to a 23.
For damage?
That's to hit.
Oh, you didn't need to do it to hit for Divine Wrath.
Oh. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just straight up a you smite a chosen foe within sight.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna let the spear stay in her.
Okay.
All right, so that is on the D8. That's a 5, and then I guess I add the 4 then.
Mhm.
So that's a 9, and I don't add any like strength to that, do I?
Technically, you wouldn't, but I will allow it for this because of the nature of how you're doing it.
Okay.
So it goes over 10, so it's 4 damage. So it's 4 dice.
Yeah.
4 hit
so-
dice of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty badly injured at this point with that spear sticking her in the tail. She won't be able to constrict anybody. Or move, really. Until she pulls it.
So maybe that might help her being an easier target since she's impaled.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I smite her with the word of sword.
Okay.
So I holler out, and from above me, a blade, the shades of the northern lights, appears out of the air, strikes like lightning, and disappears.
Right.
Roll a 7 for damage.
Ooh, nice. So that's 2 more points. Yeah, she will collapse from that.
Placoom. Finish her.
I'm gonna try, but I need a 26.
Well, after
don't-
after the smite, she'll disappear from this plane of existence.
Ooh, banished.
Yeah, you killed a demon in its when it's not on its native plane, so it went back home.
Was anyone else hurt?
Little, yeah.
I will use Second Spring. All allies in sight are refreshed, regaining vigor as if well fed and rested, healing 4 points of damage.
Nice.
I'll start massaging my arm. That feels pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
it
welcome.
seems like they're a lot tougher than I thought this was gonna be.
Well, you guys know I threw like a frickin',
No, I'm like in. Lash says that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one was a bit scary.
That was a full-on Merilith demon, so...
There are reasons these people are leaders.
Perhaps we should just announce and call out the warlord to meet us. What do you guys think, Lash? Ash? Because that was not the warlord that we heard of.
No,
No.
that. Who could be a demonologist? And that thing being banished doesn't mean it's gone forever. I think we should exercise more caution now. Clearly, at least someone or something is onto us, so we should spy out this next warlord first.
It's gonna kind of be hard if people just witness the whole show. Because we didn't deal with the warlord here yet, right? Yeah.
I thought this was
No.
this was on the road to the next warlord, correct?
Oh,
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. I'm sorry. That was a player fault.
So I guess we carry on and see what this guy's setup is like.
All right. Sort of disguise ourselves, look a little bit more peasantly.
I'll go back to carrying the cart or the rickshaw or whatever. Yes, my lord.
Maybe we
You know,
should.
for a
Sorry, go ahead.
As I say, for a Lord of the Road, you don't touch the road very often lately.
Well, maybe we should leave it behind. Maybe we shouldn't make such a big entrance if we're going to gather some information.
True.
So still disguise ourselves, but come in as pilgrims?
It's worked for me before I was a god.
Yeah, I'll follow your lead, Lash.
Lash is just gonna dirty up his clothes a little bit, ruffle his hair, just make his way to the next village, find a tavern, and post up there.
Well,
and just
no,
do that
but-
information gathering thing again.
Yeah.
Sorry, T-shirt, go on.
I was
Yeah.
going to say about doing that information gathering while we're there.
Okay. Well, what you gather is this particular warlord is really sadistic. He goes by the name Yamamura. His deal is that he has no empathy or remorse for his actions and a morbidly creative sense of sadism. He actually considers himself to be better than Poe, because he considers Poe to have been weak compared to himself. And this guy is known to kill any of his men freely if they fail him. But his favorite thing to do is to force families into extremely dangerous situations where one could accidentally kill the other, because he enjoys watching displays of extreme emotional distress.
Pleasant chap.
I'm trying really hard to contain myself and wait. Like, what are we doing, guys? I want to kill him. I want to kill him. I want to kill him.
And we can
Apparently,
try-
he's extremely skilled with the bow staff.
I don't think a one-on-one duel is the best approach here. But how do we get him without his entourage?
Well, I can get us all into his castle or wherever he's held up. Can
If
I?
you- I was going to say, if
Can
you can do that, perhaps I could go around, try to gather information on his castle. That way you have a better idea about how to get us in.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll take some time and kind of wander and under the guise of the, doctor stuff, regular, not the mystical stuff just yet. And just ask bits and bobs here and there. No one person, a bunch of questions, just kind of different people. Try to spread it out.
Okay, so what are you trying to learn?
Anything I can about castle and infiltrating it. But I don't want to go about it a direct way. I'm going to kind of go about it an indirect.
Well, one thing you do learn is that this guy likes to survey his holdings, and that's also frequently what he does for enjoyment. Is while he's checking things out, that's when he usually decides to play his little games with the people.
Is this like a balcony type perch type of thing that he does it in, or?
No, I mean he goes out into the town, into the fields and stuff with his men.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys know immediately when I found out.
So we don't even need to break in necessarily, unless we want to take him while he sleeps.
Didn't seem like a suitably godly, heroic story. And then the demigods broke into his bedroom and stabbed him repeatedly in the back while he was straining over a chamber pot. It's memorable, but
It's not really heroic.
this is with the gods of pragmatism.
You know what? Let the bard spin the tale while we get things done.
But if we confront him out in the open, if it's just him and a small entourage, then that does have the advantage of the local people seeing him get his comeuppance.
True.
So sit back and wait for him in a field.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not too hard to hole up and watch. I mean, like sure enough, it's like the next day he and a small group of his men will go out, and survey the town and everything. He visits one of the local farmsteads. I guess you're following him?
Yeah.
Yep. You'll
From a
arrive.
distance.
Yeah, you'll arrive just in time as he has a couple of his guys tying a farmer up to a post, and then handing a bow to one of the small children. And they'll put an apple up on the guy's head.
Can you
He's-
confer
he's-
your luck onto others?
I was just looking for that. It says game, and you said he plays games. So, T-shirt, would you allow me to dictate the outcome of this game of chance?
Let me see.
It's page 45. Unfailing
Yeah.
fortune.
Unfailing fortune. It can dictate the outcome of any element of chance in gambling or gaming. It doesn't say to who. I'll
We're just
allow
going to make it a game. So I bet you a penny that the kid misses
All
and
right,
hits his father.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is like could barely even pull the bowstring.
It's a game to him, right? So if it's already a game, we don't even need to do all that.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. So we're just standing there in the distance in the field, watching this kid get ready. Can I? Nah. All right. I'm just gonna make sure that this kid hits the apple.
Okay. So yeah, you'll use your luck ability, and yeah, sure enough, the kid will spit the apple perfectly with that bow.
Hand over the penny, grudgingly.
Well, although this guy was enjoying the all the tears of the children and the father, he looks really upset that the kid actually managed to score the apple. Yeah, one of his guys will roughly backhand the child, send him sprawling.
Can I kill him? Can I kill him? Can I kill him?
Yeah, I
Somebody
think we
needs to.
should. I don't want to traumatize this child any longer than we have to. Yeah, let's step in.
I'm gonna go for the guy that just hit the kid directly.
Okay, I figured you were.
And I will use like a chokehold to grab him up and like slam him onto the ground. Well, maybe I miss. So that is 8. Because
You
it's
know what?
involving a child, there's a fact in there which would bump it up to 12 if I could add that +4.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'm also going to say that because it's from surprise, that you basically just grabbing the dude and just slamming to the ground. It's not like you're doing any damage to him yet. So yeah, you'll slam him to the ground. What the fuck?
That is a 6 unconverted from the die to the +4. So that's a 2-point damage on the chart.
Were you slamming him neck first into the ground?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a neck. You did 2 hit point. You did 2 hit dice of damage to a 1 hit dice person. It's kind of like, yeah, you grab him up and like he immediately ragdolls as your hand just like crushes his neck like it's like it's a rubber chicken, and he flops around as you slam him into the ground. His head pops off like with a squirt.
You won't traumatize any more children, you say? Deftly tossing his esophagus into a nearby gooseberry bush.
Damn it, not again. Why does this always happen?
Like a world made of cardboard.
I'm gonna have to get you some big, soft, foxy boxing gloves.
Some mitts. Oh no, the god of might can't control his own strength.
Damn it. Look away, child.
Squirt. Are you okay? They didn't hurt you, did he? Are you scared? This is kids like covered with, just spraying arterial blood from the guy's neck. The kid just shits himself and his head lands in his lap. No, he's not traumatized at all.
Bad men equal dead bad men. Remember that, boy. And
Yes.
I'll turn to the warlord.
What are the rest of y'all doing?
I will go ahead.
No, come on.
I'll use my Corona of Fury on his men.
Okay. Deal damage.
It's a 7.
They will cease to exist as they, literally just splatter out of existence. Kid can't be much more traumatized, right? As the remains of all these guards.
There's an upper limit.
Yeah. Past a certain point, your mind just kind of blanks out, and that just kind of leaves the warlord standing there, just kind of looking dumbfounded.
What was his name again? This one?
It doesn't matter.
Yamamura,
Yeah, Yamamura.
the sadist.
Yes.
Yamamura the
Yamamura, we hear you like to harm helpless people in horrible ways. So, think of this as karma. Do you wish to surrender?
And he'll pull his staff and spin it. And he's like, those men were just weak. I would have killed them myself for failing. You really expect me to just give up?
All right, hard way it is.
Yeah.
Of course, they're always going to take the hard way.
I'll just bonk him with my hammer.
Hammer bonk. Okay.
So sort of weigh him up, figure the right time to swing my hammer between the spins of his staff. That's 15.
15. That's with all your pluses?
Yep.
Okay. He's got a 5 AC, so yeah, it's a 20. You'll hit him.
Okay.
He's a 3 hit dice, elite normal human.
Okay, he takes 7 damage.
Which is 2.
And he's too many hit dice to fray?
Yeah, he's too many hit dice to fray. But you still, it's like you destroyed a third of his hit, or 2/3 of his hit points.
Yeah.
In 1 hit. He looks shocked, but...
Was he on horseback?
No, he was
He
not.
wasn't. Okay.
He was standing. see his muscles bunch up as he commits effort and swings at you. With a crit, so I didn't really even need to commit effort, but
Okay.
yeah, you'll take 4 points of damage from a bonk.
I commit 9 iron walls.
Can I that 4 points of damage on his crit? Can I negate that?
I've
No,
just
that's
negated it. So
He's already negated it.
Okay.
Because he used, yeah. Because
yeah,
9 iron walls, he has invincible defense against all physical attacks. So it's like it doesn't matter how many strikes he's spinning and attacking you with. You're just sitting there deflecting it like it's, like he's moving in slow motion.
can I do it so where I just let him hit me, but it has no effect?
I guess
deflect?
well, I mean, technically, yeah, you could just stand there and let him hit you and just kind of like look at him like, are you stupid?
Yeah, that's my plan.
Okay. Yeah, he's taking a look at his staff and he takes a look at you and he's just like, you can see the what the fuck moment on his face. It's your turn. I'm going to go ahead and Aja go first.
I want to go grab the boy and kind of like just. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Shh. Here, let me wipe this blood off you. Shh. No, I'm sorry. I've got more blood on my hand. Shh. No, it's okay. Really.
Bring him to his family and just kind of guard and protect them.
Yeah.
You're safe.
You're okay now. Aja, what are you doing?
I will smite him on the top of the head with my hammer, driving him into the ground like a tent peg.
Okay. Damage.
Well, no, I have to roll to hit first.
Oh, you're hitting him?
Yeah.
Thought you were smiting him.
No. Just hitting him.
Okay.
We only have small amounts of effort available, so. But that is 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit all day long.
8 damage.
Yeah, he will be driven into the ground like a tent peg. I mean, of course, his body just kind of accordions in on itself as he's driven into the ground. His, the entire top of his head is, crushed and squished.
And I shake pieces of scalp off my hammer. It's funny, everything looks like a nail.
Lash, I assume you're getting the farmer free?
Yeah, I was gonna do a speedy untying of the knots and rush him and the child back to their home.
Oh, you got Ander to help you out with it. So.
All right.
It's okay.
Underlay.
Okay.
Yeah, this kid's too much in too much shock to cry. So he's gonna need lots and lots of therapy.
The therapy won't be invented for about 1,000 years. So.
Well, no, therapy was already invented. It was just lost. So yeah, that's a third warlord down.
Do the same with this village. Redistribute the wealth he's hoarding and sort of give everyone. Speak with the elders. Form a council.
Yeah, I imagine his men might actually be quite glad he's been gotten rid of.
Yeah, they are, because he's a sadist. But actually, what's a little bit shocking is the fact that these villagers already knew who you were.
Really?
Yes, they talk about the three gods who liberated the South from Poe.
Okay.
We do our best.
You are the
the strong man, the smith, and the speedy.
All right, that's
That
fine.
needs some work.
Yeah.
Triple S.
So, on to the fat man then.
Yep.
Well, you're journeying out to the Fat Man. It's kind of like as you head in that direction. I figure it's probably the next day. So yeah,
All
you'll
right.
see a group of guys approaching you.
Ooh, my daily die is a 19. If anyone needs a good one.
Nice. And being pulled by some of his men. I mean, he's basically standing on a big ass cart. His a grotesquely obese, nearly 8 foot tall man.
How far is he away?
They're still off in the distance, but I mean, you can see it's pretty much. It's like you're gonna have to come out to him. He's coming out to meet you.
Is the cart on wheels, or is it like he has they're lifting, people are lifting up a platform, and he sits on top of that?
No, it's a wheeled cart, like a basically like a, what do you call them, chariot type thing.
And what are we thinking? I mean, at least he has the good sense to put his fat ass on wheels.
He's got soldiers with him, right?
Yep.
How many?
At least 40.
Not enough.
Yeah, it's not too many.
He'll be here by sunset.
Do we really have time for that?
I'll run up to the chariot he's on.
Yeah, he's a hulking man of impressive height who possesses a muscular and fat build, a bald head, and a Fu Manchu mustache.
I'm gonna grab Ash and be like, "You ready?" And then, whoop.
I don't suppose you're ready to surrender. We've taken down 3 warlords in this area. We don't
So
really
I've
think.
heard. So you killed the other 3? And I guess now you're here to fight me.
Unless you'd like to surrender.
Well, I
Sure,
wouldn't.
man.
I didn't get to be the warlord of this region by giving up so easy, did I?
You men, you don't have to die. You could leave. Anyone? Bueller?
You asking him?
Asking his men.
His men are laughing. I mean, it's like, you're never gonna beat him.
Do you two want to commit to an attack together, like a conjoined effort?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure, why not?
I'm not going to give up.
I'm gonna take an action, and I'm gonna throw the both of them at the fat man.
Okay. So that'll be interesting.
We're gonna fling some allies.
Gonna fling allies at the fat man. Okay.
That'll be my action. I will move and throw them each. Do I need to roll a d20 for that, or?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you could botch, and
Okay.
with your strength, that could be devastating.
All right. That is a 16 on the die with a +4 modifier. That's
All right.
So dirty 20.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's kind of easy to hit because he's so big.
So what, double smite?
Sure. Yeah. Rolled a 2.
Rolled a 2.
Don't you have a 19?
No, to hit. I thought we're just doing smites.
It's just
Oh.
damage, yeah.
Okay. You're smiting. Okay.
Yes.
So you'll
7
do.
smite damage.
So you'll do 2, and you rolled a 2, so it's a 1.
Yep.
Okay, so between the two of you, you did 3 hit dice worth of smite damage to him. Yeah, he looks pretty badly injured, but he's still standing. He's like, oh, my turn.
Wait, can I fray one of his soldiers as well?
Yeah, you can fray one of his soldiers as well.
Okay. So the electrical blade that I throw at him shatters into pieces, some of which scatter into the mob. And I rolled a 7 on my fray dice. So that's 2 hit dice of damage to the soldiers.
Nice. All right.
No reason
First-
why I shouldn't do that as well.
Okay.
6.
Yeah, you'll kill a couple of guys with that. Actually, both of y'all will, because the fray dice splashes. Then these are all like 1 hit dice guys.
You can see
'Cause it's
the
a mob.
blur of Lash as he moves around, striking at each of them, and then returns to where he was.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's one big old flabby fist. I'll reach out and punch it Lash. Let's see. I got a 20. It's a dirty 20.
That's still gonna hit, right? I got a 3. He needs at least a 20.
No, he got a 20 before adding in your AC. So yeah, it's gonna hit. And then on Grim, he got a 21.
Okay,
He's
well, that's
got-
gonna hit me all day. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a decently high hit chance and some decently high damage chance. But they can't all be easy. Some of these guys got where they were because they were badasses. Wow, that was spectacularly unimpressive damage. You each take 2. Actually, I'm sorry. Lash takes 1. Aja takes 2. From great big giant hand slaps.
Damn, our fat phobia, we underestimated him.
Yeah, he hits like a truck.
Truck full of lard.
Truck full of lard. All right. So what's the party gonna do?
Well, you guys want me to get a smite in there, or try
Yeah.
for a smite?
Yep.
Go for it.
All right. Anders is gonna stretch a bit, and then just jump fly the hell over there. And so effort refills how often? Like after we rest and stuff, or
It depends on the type that's used. Some of it comes back after every scene. So
okay. So is this considered a different scene for the? To use
Oh, yeah.
this smite action. Okay.
yeah, it's a brand new
Just wanna make
scene.
sure. Okay. Oh, really? Oh no, it's a 7. Okay, 7.
Do you want a 19 instead?
No, that since I'm doing
right,
this
no.
damage, it's a D8, so it's a 7 straight up.
So it's 2 more hit dice of damage.
The die I have looks like the 1 and the 7 looks really close.
Okay, so he's taken 5 hit dice. He's still standing. He's a
Yeah.
tough bastard.
Yeah, I'll be in front of them doing kata and stuff like that. So
What are the other 2 guys doing?
Smack him in the chest with my hammer.
Okay.
Poke him with my sword.
And I will use Storm Sword to electrify myself with my hammer as well.
Okay.
So I haven't used that yet. I want to.
All right.
Is he wearing metal armor?
No, he's just wearing a leather harness, leather pants, leather boots.
No, it's a miss.
Okay.
But I'll fray dice some more soldiers. 7,
All right.
so 2 more hit dice of soldiers killed.
2 more guys die.
Yeah. As lightning crackles off him and into the crowd.
Rolled a 22.
Ooh, that hits.
And it's D10 damage, and I'm going to roll the fray die also. That is a 7 on the D10 and a 4 on the fray die.
Okay. Yeah, you'll kill another one of his guards as your sword slashes him open and pretty much covers the 3 of y'all in a combination of, blubber, guts, blood. It's fat. Yeah. I mean, it's like pretty much, you just popped him like a balloon all over you.
Oh, that was
For the rest,
I mean, he basically looks like Mr. Creosote after he had the one wafer thin mint.
is anyone else going to stand? Or are you going to surrender now?
So the remaining men will lay their weapons down and bow.
Okay. You work for us now. Take us back to his stronghold.
Yeah, they'll take you back on his chariot if you want.
I'm going to walk alongside, but you two can ride if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk.
I'll ride.
Well, you'll take this warlord stronghold. You've taken all 4 warlords stronghold, and now you're ready to make your move on the daimyo. You've already taken out his assassin.
We're
I
going to
think-
try and reason with him, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we should send word and maybe give it a part of a day or half a day.
Let's take a day to rest here. He must have a well-stocked larder that we could all do with a feast.
Oh
I
yeah.
think we've earned it.
Actually, it's kind of sad because most of the people in his town look pretty thin.
Can we
Fine.
share?
Pottage for us and lay open the larders for the villagers.
And as I see the people eating anyone that looks maimed or sick or diseased, I'm just going by, I hope you feel better, and then,
Well, I mean, aside from being a big, fat, gluttonous ass, he was actually pretty reasonable and polite to most of his people. But like anyone, like all the other warlords, he was demanding and could get violent.
as we're doing this, it kind of dawned on Ander. Perhaps before we do go to the main stronghold, we should just double check the territory that we just captured, just to make sure nothing else is afoot.
A quick patrol.
Yeah.
Actually, I could spend the rest of the day. Could I go to all 4 villages? Just pop
With your
in?
speed, yes, I think so. I mean, it's not quite the word of journeying, but I figured we would stop here for now,
Yep, sounds good.
just so we could tally up XP and things and see what everybody thought. So, yeah, as you might have guessed, I did actually use a combination of stuff from Godbound, but I also managed to incorporate a few things from Labyrinth Lord, which is like almost a 1-for-1 ability to incorporate monsters and things. If I'd really wanted to get in depth with all the weapons, I could have just pulled out the equipment chart for Labyrinth Lord and just said, "Here you go." But I didn't have to.
Cool and the game.
All right, let me take a look at XP. So, okay. So the default philosophy of experience points in Godbound is every hero in a pantheon. That's you guys, because the party is referred to as the Pantheon. Should receive the same number of experience points for a session's play. And how it comes is, let's see. A session's XP starts at 1 point for the player simply showing up and playing. You get 1 for that. GM adds another point if they successfully obtained a situation's draw or dealt with its threat. And what the PCs might recognize as having succeeded at the evening's adventure. You took out the 4 warlords, so I would consider that to be another XP point. A 3rd point is awarded if the PCs were engaging a challenge that was a serious test of their abilities, opposing an enemy or situation that was perhaps beyond them, whether or not they successfully overcame it. I'd say you did that a couple of times, pretty much, because I threw some pretty stiff competition at you here and there. And that's part of the game, too, is this pantheons who seek out great challenges and worthy opponents will learn and grow more quickly than those who are content to aim at challenges they can reasonably expect to overcome. And it says if PCs consistently choose tough challenges to face and succeed in overcoming them, the rate of XP awards will see them gaining levels rapidly at the start of the campaign.
Groovy.
Yep. So you guys have 3 XP, and here's how advancement works. I was just on that chart. Why did I get off of it? You're a dummy. Nope, I knew it. It was back here. Okay, so the advancement chart is on page 19. Every time you get XP, let's see, it takes 3 XP to get to level 2. And it takes usually 2 Dominion spent. Now, we didn't get into Dominion. But basically, I consider the fact that you guys built up those warlord strongholds to be dominions. So I would count those as at least like 4 dominions spent. So that's enough. That's enough to get to level 2. So what you get at 2nd level is your attack bonus increases by 1. Your maximum hit points go up by 4, plus half your con modifier rounded upward. Your maximum effort and influence increase by 1. Your saving throw scores decrease by 1. And you get to add a new fact related to your adventures or deeds. And once they've made these changes, they can spend 2 more points on additional gifts from words you already know. It says lesser gifts cost 1 point, greater gifts cost 2. You can also save up your points for later purchases or for gaining access to a new word for 3 points.
Cool. back home for team medals.
Okay, so I'm curious what you guys thought of it.
I liked it. It does Exalted better than Exalted does, I think. I'd be very interested in a conversion.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is you could easily take Godbound and just steal all the lore of Exalted and just use Godbound to run it instead.
Yeah, because Exalted gets to be a nightmare to run.
Well, and something I was thinking about too is after talking to Mark yesterday and how he was telling us that he really didn't. He was really more interested in generating the story with the players and not so much worrying about the system. So I thought, them being hidebound to their storyteller system, of D10s, honestly kind of did Exalted more injustice than it did justice.
It should have worked, but there were just so many exceptions and interruptions and 2 big dice pools that it just ended up getting bogged down.
Mm-hmm.
Which you absolutely don't want with a game like that.
Yeah, I think this runs a lot more smooth and quick.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd actually be interested in seeing if you want to do a review on it sometime.
I'll need to get a copy of the full thing before I do that, I think.
Okay, well, it's up to you.
Yeah.
What you guys?
I enjoyed it, even though I misunderstood a couple of things. Coming into it like really late. But it does remind me of Exalted. I would agree with Grim as well. And my apologies for the technical difficulties. That was pure stupid my error.
Not a big deal. Nothing harmed.
I like it. I like Crawford's mechanics that he plays with, that he just sort of throws in. Sometimes he'll just discard it for his next game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to try. I don't know if this is like a bastardization, but running a Godbound as a class in another retro clone. You'd have to, of course.
Yeah, no. See, I tried that before. I ran Worlds Without Number, and I let the characters have words. And it worked just fine because, the word mechanic is simple enough that you can kind of incorporate it with everything. I think you do kind of have to be careful with some of the actual numbers on the words, because they're designed to work with Godbound and not with something else. But for the most part, the math works pretty easily together. But it has rules in the deluxe version for actually emulating your favorite classes in it. So it wouldn't be very difficult to, say, start your Godbound character out as like a regular class, like a druid or a cleric or whatever, and then become a Godbound through the use of gaining words.
Like the old Immortal book, kind of.
I guess. I don't know that one.
So you had basic, expert.
Oh. Yeah, I never got the Immortal rules.
I've got basic and I've got Immortal. Somewhere. And nothing in between. I bought a copy of Redbox and it had the Immortal book in it for some reason. So as well as the red books. So yeah, that was a weird one.
I never even saw Master. I only ever got to get up to Companion and then didn't get any more because I think I switched over to AD&D after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys enjoyed it, you thought it was fun, do you want me to do this as a regular campaign? We can alternate it, or...
if you don't think that would be too long between sessions, is the only thing.
It'd be like 2 at a time, I guess. I mean...
If everyone else is up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I mean, you can always ask Simon and Neil, because I know they wanted to be here.
Yeah. Or do you have an end point in mind for the Darwin's World game?
I do. Actually, I was kind of not planning for the doctor to die, but I do have an endpoint in mind for it. I just don't know how long it's going to take to get there.
Yeah,
because it depends on the speed of the party.
Simon had joked about Dr. Jones being isekai'd into Godbound.
That would be sad but funny. I mean, there is a word of fertility.
There are evil gods.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to play that guy again.
I don't think he does either. I think he got a lot of flack for that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
It was fun, just because he was so vile.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I really tried to kind of like push a little bit more of the superheroic, more of the anime-esque type, stuff on you guys to get y'all to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't I've never played Exalted to compare, but this is how people who like Exalted seem to describe it to me.
Yeah, I haven't played too much of it, and from what I remember, it was kind of a snore fest, which kind of like
it gets bogged down. That's the trouble. The world's super interesting, the characters are super interesting, the powers are super interesting, but the moment you sort of try and interface with the mechanics, it falls apart.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see about doing it again sometime then. Probably in the near future. What have you got going for next Sunday?
It is Earth Dawn, 3rd edition.
Oh, that's right, Earth Dawn. I've never ever played that, so that'll be fun. Well, all right, guys. If you guys are still out there watching us, thanks for hanging out. And what can I say? We will see you on Tuesday for the next Week in Geek. Tuesdays with Geeks. Till then, we'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye bye.
Bye.